Am I live? Yes, I'm live. Drinking some almond milk. I like almond milk. I wondered, I like almond milk, but I didn't quite know how they fix that stuff. And what it is, it's only about 10% almond, the nut. It's uh, it's mostly water, but they do homogenize it and pasteurize it, and they may even put some sugar in it. Uh, I like it pretty good. Well, hope somebody comes in this hump day, Wednesday. My middle grandson asked me one time, said, why do some people call Wednesdays hump day? Well, hump day means you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then you're off for the weekend on normal jobs. But when you get to Wednesday, that's the middle, which means you're getting over the hump, and that's why they call it hump day. Hey, Barbara, how you doing, dear? Thought I'd get on a little bit. I'm drinking almond milk. I wish we could afford to buy almond milk, but it's really expensive. The only time we get almond milk is when she goes to the food bank, and they give her a couple of quarts of this time. Didn't get much from the food bank this time though. Uh, got two thumbs up. Is that no? That's two on the porch. I don't know if that's thumbs up or not. Who else is on the channel? Come on in and say howdy to the daughter. I learned something. I watched a documentary today about bees, honeybees, and I never thought about that at this time. I think about it now. Uh, if all of a sudden all the bees in the world died off, which is not likely, but if they all died off within 3 to 4 years, we would starve to death. I guess what they're saying is human life couldn't exist without the bees and the pollination. I mean, everything is pollinated except, let's see, what was the one that doesn't, wheat. Wheat doesn't have to be pollinated. That's the only thing that could grow. But all your vegetables, everything else, all the pollination has to be done by the bees. I never really thought about it. All right, you got three on the porch. Somebody get in here. Uh, But I found, and they say that human life has only been on this earth for about 100,000 years, is what they say. But bees have been on the earth for 100 million years. I don't know how they know all this. Fake food only. Oh my goodness. It rained again yesterday, but I did get out for a little while, and it tried to rain today. I don't know if it did or not, but I found that really interesting on that beast of the queen bee. When she's finally born, uh, she has to go on a maiden voyage. In other words, she has to fly out, and then she gets bred to certain kind of bees, and she never has to be bred again. She will lay eggs indefinitely because somehow she's fertilized for life. I guess. That, by the way, does it give y'all the opportunity out there to give me thumbs up on this live stream? I don't know if it does or not, but I found that quite interesting. Well, I ain't talking politics, but I did watch the that presidential debate thing last night. Uh, all the different YouTube channels that talk about this stuff is saying that Trump won and Kamala lost. And the only thing I noticed right off the bat, the first question they asked was ask Kamala, or Kamala, whatever you pronounce it, does she think people are better off? Were they better off when Trump was president than now? She went on a spiel about something. I forget what it was, but she never answered the question. And the moderators let her get away. Whoa, what the heck did I do with my arm? I bruise real easy anymore. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, I know how I'm gonna vote before that debate, and I know how I'm gonna vote now. Same way. But uh, did y'all? Does anybody? Well, how's your stocking hats hold? They're holding up good. Where is that one? I got one laying right down here by my foot. I put them on my head at night. I'll probably start wearing them when the wet, cold weather gets here. And the prediction is that we're going to have a warm winter. So I might not have to cover any plants. Actually, I like almond milk better than I do regular milk. I don't know why. I wonder how that would be to put some chocolate syrup in it. You start in the wet season. If I wish I was financially able and physically able to do a cross country trip in an RV. And I'd like to go diagonally from Florida all the way across to Washington State. Then I would like to go up into Alaska on that highway that goes up through there. Back down to California, and I don't want to go to California. I don't like California. I ain't lost a dang thing in California. I don't like California. And it's not because of their politics, because it's just not. I just don't like California. I don't like how the people are there. And I'm not talking about the people there that I like, but the big part of the people there I don't care for. I mean, they're not friendly. They're not friendly. Remember the other day when I did that video about that guy? They was unloading a car he had shipped from He moved from California to Florida, and I asked him a question. Because there's a California plates on that car that was unloading, and that man, he was nasty. I mean, his attitude and everything. So I don't like it. But I tell you one thing: when they screwed up California, when they changed it, made that law where every restaurant, every fast food, McDonald's or whatever, has to pay their help $20 an hour. And as a result, the fast food people had to start raising prices. And I don't see why a place like McDonald's, but places like McDonald's and Hardee's and Burger King, that's not a job you normally go to for a lifetime job. That's just a starter job till you get something better. But now they're having to pay more money than you get on better jobs. I mean, my gosh, Walmart only pays $17 or $18 an hour. Man, I think about that kind of money now and how the first job I ever had, well, no, I can't say that. The first job I ever had after I become an adult was 75 cents an hour. Then I got a raise to $1 an hour. Then minimum wage went up and I went to $1.25. The last job that I actually worked for somebody else, well, no, I worked for Walmart, and it wasn't even $10 an hour. After I retired, I worked for Walmart for a year and a half, and I had a friend that had an upholstery shop, and he was needing help bad. and he couldn't find nobody to experience help. And he asked me would I consider coming in there working for him till he could find get some help. And I did. It was only $10 an hour, but that was just to help him out. Uh, Now, when I can't really say how much I made an hour when I had my own business and stuff, because, uh, it's just, I took what I needed. So I never really figured out what it come to an hour because my hours were not regular. Because I would get up in the morning around 5 o'clock and I'd shower and hit the road headed to the store. I always got to the store and my shop and everything before about 2 hours before my employees come in because it's kind of prep time. You have to go in there and I set up the schedule what we're going to run that day and what we're going to put off to Lamar and all that stuff and fire up the air compressors and to get the air in the shop and everything. I just like to get everything done. I like to make a big old pot of coffee. I had a big, I think that was like a 4-gallon pot. Made the coffee because I furnished coffee for everybody. And I just like to get everything ready. I was the first one there every day and the last one to leave. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I remember in 1983, I had I had about 12 or 13 people working for me. And I give people a choice when Christmas rolled around if they wanted a cash bonus or a season ticket to Disney World. And the cash bonus I would give them $50. Wasn't a lot, but it was something. Or I would give them a season ticket. Each one of the members of the family a season ticket. The season tickets was only at that time it was only about $40, and it was called a 3 season salute pass. The 3 season salute pass was where you could go to. You could, there was 3 months out of the year that you could use that pass. I can't remember the months. I think one month was like March, and the other month was May or June, and then one was in December. But it's unlimited pass. You could go to Disney World. You could go. It was good for Disney World. It was good for Epcot, and you could go anywhere on them 2 places free of charge. You did have to pay parking at the parking lots, which wasn't much, but uh, that's what I did. Most of the time, I love my employees. Most of the time. Uh, what's going on with that? Something was flashing there, and I don't know what it was. But I had a couple there that I didn't like, but I only fired one of them. I never fired, and all the times I was in business, I never fired but two employees. And there's a third one I should have fired. That sucker, boy, he was stealing from me. My gosh. He turned in his notice about 3 months ahead of time. Let me know he's going to quit, start his own shop and everything. And that sucker, he was he was stealing from me right and left on supplies and stuff for his shop, so he didn't have to buy them. And the way I found out he was stealing from me, I knew it seemed like I was using a lot of extra stuff like staples and tack strips and stuff like that that come in cardboard tacking strips and everything. But when he left and he opened his shop, I was I went over there to see how he was doing. And I'm just looking around, and I seen some boxes of 9/16 staples that we use in our staple guns. And I had a habit of marking a code on my supplies when they come in so I would know when I bought them, I ordered them, and I had a code I put on them boxes. And I was looking at these boxes of staples over there, and lo and behold, there was my codes on those box of staples. Then I started looking at some of his staple guns. Because when I got bought staple guns and stuff, I always put a code on them so I know when I bought them. And there was codes on them. Just small codes, but I always put them in a certain place. So I knew that sucker was stealing from me. And before I left his shop that day, I said, Ron, and his name was Ron. I said, if I'd have known that you were stocking your shop with my merchandise, or not merchandise, but my supplies, I would never give you, I gave him a sewing machine when he left, because that was a big investment. I had some extra ones. I said, I would never give you that damn sewing machine sitting over there. He said, "What?" I said, "Well, they got my codes on them. I know those were mine." He said, "Well, I put codes on them. Not my codes. Not my codes. Every time I put a code on one, I put my last four social security number, 5485. And that they all had that 5485 and then a date. So I knew he robbing me blind. But he sure got me. All right, you folks, can y'all give me thumbs up? Does it let y'all give me thumbs up? I don't see nowhere where it will show up on here. Come in and say howdy to the Junkdobber, please. Talk to me. I'm going to try to get out there to where our trash sits out at the curb. There's a lot of crap laying around down there, and I'm going to try to clean that if the weather's fit. If the weather's fit. Because I don't know why it's like that. Why did they throw it around like that? Why? Jesus. I don't understand that. Don't understand it at all. But that's the plan anyway. And anybody that's on here now, I'm drinking almond milk. I really like that stuff. We get it. This is what I got. It's a quart. I guess it's a quart. No, it's 2 quarts. Wow, 2 quarts. So I thought we only got 2 quarts, but we got 4 quarts. But I sure like that stuff. But I wish I like it better than regular milk. But I can't afford to get it when we're buying because almond milk is expensive. So I just get it when they get it at the food bank. All that stuff. I wonder how bad that is for you. Is it? Can I read that? Saturated fat 0%. Total fat 5%. Trans fat blank. Cholesterol OMG 0%. Sodium 4%. Total carbohydrates 2%. Dietary fiber 4%. Total sugar 0. Includes 4 grams added sugars 8%. Vitamin D 25%. Calcium 25%. Iron 0%. Potassium 2%. So that told me that. Got another 2-quart container in there. I don't know. I don't think Jaden drinks that. But he drinks the heck out of regular milk, I'll tell you that. But anyhow, I've been watching. Is the audio, Barbara, is the audio all right on my, when I do these live streams? Is it okay? Does it sound all right? I've been, some of these people I watch on these channels that does live streams all the time, they always got these fancy microphones sitting up in front of them and earphones on the ears. I never could figure out why, because this GoPro camera seems to do that. Of course, I'm not listening to anything. I guess if I was, I got to do a lot private live chat with Crazy Family Tube. I got to do that. Boy, I messed up my arm when I bruised so dang easy. I wished I could figure out a way to attract a lot of subscribers that up around my age, because I want to ask. I got questions I want to ask, Uh, but you know, about things I think about all the time, and I would like to talk to pet parents that has lost the child that died early, and see if they feel like I did, you know, uh, because my son was killed on a Friday. The funeral was the next Tuesday, and the day after his funeral, I was just feeling so down, and I went out and I was walking. My house is on the acre of land, or was on the acre of land. Somebody burned it down. I went out walking around the yard and stuff, and there were just all kind of signs of what stuff he had done around there and everything, you know, and uh, when I had a fence installed around the whole acre, it was chain link fence. I remember Bud was out there talking to the people, and he's asking me questions about it and everything. The fence was there. Uh, there was hat marks on a tree that he chopped on that I was really ticked off about. Just signs around, and just looking around, it seemed like everything was closing in. It seemed so small, and I had a big yard, but it just seemed like it was just closing in on me. Things were just small, and I think a week ago he was out here doing stuff. Uh, I don't know about the normal way to feel. I don't know. Uh, I'll tell you what, the next couple of months was really, really hard. And sometimes today I think about, well, I think about today, I think about if I didn't have Jennifer and Donovan, especially them two, and Jaden and Joey, I would be up shit creek. I couldn't live alone. Would I be on the street, or would I be in a nursing home? I got a thing from Social Security the other day explaining what my Social Security amount is $1,243, of which I only get 750. That FEMA gets the other part, but it's given me an opportunity to contact these people. I'm gonna see if I can appeal that. I don't know, man. If I could just be able to keep a couple of $100 a month, feel like I was in high cotton. I could even save some of that money. Uh, I wish I could drive. If I could drive, if I had a driver's license, Jennifer might let me drive. But if I could drive, I wouldn't have to get on her begging her to go to that food bank at all. Because I would jump in the car and I would go. I would go to everyone I could go to. Because you don't never know when hard times is coming. You don't know. And if hard times ever hit, wouldn't it be wonderful if you had about a year's worth of food packed back? And I don't mean frozen stuff, because frozen stuff you're only supposed to keep it so long like that. But you can get everything in can. Did you know you can buy a whole chicken in a can? It's about that big around. A whole chicken already cooked in a can. You can get all kind of meats in a can. And you keep that stuff open for 5 years. And if you bought freeze dried stuff, you can keep it longer than that. I know a lot of people just went out and bought a freeze dryer. Well, those things are over $1,000, and you can only just dry freeze a little bit at a time, and it takes about 24 hours for it to freeze dry. So to me, that's not really feasible. It's feasible you can do that, but you can't save a lot of. All right, I'm getting tired of asking you people sitting on the porch. Get your butt in here and talk. Make a comment. Tell me you're there. At least that. Say, hey, Dobber, I'm here. I would appreciate it. I wish the names would pop up with people that's there so I would know they're there and know who it is. Please do that. Please give me a thumbs up if it lets you give it. I don't know that it does or not. But that freeze dry thing ain't the way to go the way I see it. And frozen food's not the way to go either, because you can have a huge freezer sitting out in your shed, and you can have backup with these uh, generators, whole house generators. But if the power's off, that ain't gonna do you no good. The only thing I can see that could do you good if push comes to shove and the power's off is if you had solar power. And I see a lot of these places advertising about something free about them and all that, but they forget to tell you they're not going to buy the solar panels. They're going to pay for the installation. I think about stuff like that. And I tell you what I believe. And this may, some of you people that are subscribers, you may not like that. But it's just the way, my opinion, I feel this way. If Kamala Harris and Tim Walz wins the election, I think we're going to be in for a rough spell. I honestly think that. Oh, did you see that part on the debate about some earrings that Kamala was wearing? They were earbuds, or they're saying it looks exactly like the earbuds that you can buy. That's what they are. And they even showed a picture for her. You can buy them, the same earrings. I don't know that that's true or not. Of course, if it is, she'll deny it. I don't know. But that come up too, just something that I read there, and it showed the pictures of them and everything. Surely she wouldn't do that. I don't know. But yeah, I just think about hard times sometimes because um, I used to think back in the 70s when the gas started going up, if you could buy it, the price was going up. But that's just years it started going up, and it's kept going up every cotton picking year. It goes up higher and higher. Oh, and I see some of these things ads on YouTube about these people got this device they build that'll generate electricity, and it's called free electricity. And a lot of them work, and they produce electricity, but they're not going to run. They're not going to run your appliances like a refrigerator or a freezer. It's not. It'll run light bulbs. It may run your computer, but that's all it's going to do. They work, but it's not. They won't produce enough power, enough amperage to run the other stuff. Because you got to have the amps too to go with that. And some of those things they build are pretty ingenious. I saw one and I thought, man, that's really neat. And these people in Vietnam, out in the rural areas, they don't have electricity out there except in the little village or town. But they live up in the mountains and they always got running water up there somewhere. And they set up a little hydro thing. They buy these generators about this big around, and it's got a shaft on it and a propeller shaft down there. And they set it up and everything. They even dam up water in some of them branches and brooks and stuff, and it runs in light. And it runs. They don't have refrigerators or anything like that, but it runs to the light bulbs in the house. And I've watched them install them things. It's pretty ingenious. Uh, there, Tesla had this thought that you could pull electricity from the air, and I don't know what happened to that, but it was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Now that I'm on the milk, I'm gonna drink me some flavored water. But my Aunt Mamie that I wish had been my mother, uh, her house, I can remember when she didn't have electricity in that house. She had oil lamps. She had one for the kitchen. She had one for the dining room, and one in their bedroom, and one in Frank and Lucy's bedroom. Uh, and the water, they had to go out to the well. They had a hand pump out there at the well that they got their water. And they had a bucket of water sitting on the cabinet counter in the kitchen and had a dipper in it. And that's how you got a drink of water. Of course, everybody drank after everybody. Uh, I had got a lot of good memories from that house. A lot of good memories. They growed a lot in their garden. They growed a lot of potatoes. And at one end of the house, up under the house, it kind of had like a pit dug. And when they harvested the potatoes, they put them all under the house and throwed a little dirt on them. And they'd have potatoes last to the next harvest, which was a year later. And they just, when they potatoes, they go out there and dig through the dirt and get some potatoes out. I remember going, I remember, said, Mackie, would you go out and get me some potatoes, son? And I'd go out and get her some potatoes. Oh, she made butter beans with pastry or dumplings, whatever you want to call them. And man, them were so good. Speaking about butter beans, when she went to the food bank yesterday, she come out with a bag, pretty good sized bag. It's got fresh peas in it, and it's called butter peas. They look good. I guess you just put them in water and cook them, and maybe put a little seasoning in there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna fix me some of them tomorrow. I bet they're good. But they're fresh peas. She also got a sack of oranges yesterday, navel oranges. Might be probably way more than a dozen. I already eat two of them. And she got a tray of nectarines, and peaches. I already eat two of them peaches. My wife used to hate the way I eat peaches when we got them. She would always peel her peaches. She couldn't stand that peeling on them. Talk about them being fuzzy. And man, shoot, I'd grab a peach, I'd bite into that thing, fuzzy peel and all. I'd eat the peel and everything. And she'd see me eating that, and she'd go, "Ooh, how can you stand that?" I don't know. I could stand it. They were good. And those pieces yesterday were good too. Man, I love them things. I remember one year, me and my brother-in-law, Steve, I was still living up in the mountains, and we went to South Carolina, because South Carolina's a peach. They say Georgia's a peach state, but I don't know why, because South Carolina there's way more peach orchards in South Carolina than they got in Georgia. But me and Steve went to South Carolina one day. Took about a 2 hour drive to there, and went in his pickup truck. We bought a bunch of baskets and sat in there, and we went there where they had pick your own peaches. And my gosh, we got in there, and man, they was great peaches. And when we would get hold of one that was pretty ripe, we'd eat that sucker right there in the orchard. And the guy that run that orchard didn't care if you eat some. He didn't get charged for them. But we ate so many peaches that day. And when we got home that night, eat a bunch of peaches, big run of peaches, and see what happens. You're going to get the runs, big time, boy. we, we, we had to run that night. And my mother-in-law, she just cackled about that, laughing because we had to keep running out to the toilet. We didn't have an inside bathroom; we had an outside toilet. Oh my God! Yeah. We had to run that night. You was almost you go do your number and then you come back in. You didn't know whether to go to sleep or not because you figured you'll wake up again and have to go again. My Lord. So certain things you eat enough of it, you're gonna get the runs. Watermelon will do the same. You eat a real big run of watermelon. And I remember one family reunion, they had watermelons up the wazoo. And us kids, we eat a ton of watermelon that day. And me and my sister and George, my brother, and Diane and Shirley Ann cousins and Ray cousin and Timmy cousin, we all excuse me, but we all got the shits that night. Hey, Grandma, we were sleeping on pallets all in the same room. She's complaining she's running out of clean pallets because we couldn't hold it. And she had electricity then too. And the poop was red. It looked like fresh watermelon. Oh my goodness. What memories. What memories. Me, hey, uh, Crazy Family too. Uh, Glad you stopped by. I'm getting ready. I know I've said it before, but I'm sending you an invite tonight to do a private live chat tomorrow night about 8 o'clock. Would that be okay? I gotta talk to you guys. I really do. And tell Alan and Christy there I said howdy. And I talked to Elena the other night. She was sitting in the parking lot, something about delivering some groceries or something. And she said she's trying to get a job somewhere else, something about delivering for Walmart or something like that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's what she said. But yeah, I'm gonna send that off just as quick as I'm done with this live chat. I sure miss you guys, sure do. But I've got this live stream, the StreamYard set up on this computer now, and I can do that. Is that okay, Marty? Is this Marty or Christy? I went and checked on a channel I used to watch all the time today, the Chris and Holly show. And hey, Jason, how you doing, my friend? Jason, they demonetized me, and I got to feel it on the 19th of this month. And what really pisses me off about it is I was just about $10 short of having enough in my account to get them to send me my money for that month. And that money is that $10 you put in my super chat. I ain't got it. I won't get it till I get me remonetized and get enough in the thing. And there were some other people that had money that sent me in there that I ain't got it yet. It really ticks me off. So I tell anybody now if they're gonna send me any money or anything, to send it, put it on my in my PayPal tip jar on my web page, on my YouTube page. Because that way it's there and I get it all. Plus, anytime they do a super chat, I only get about 2/3 of it. But no, I ain't got none of that yet. But they defund. What I did, I made a copy of a video I saw and I liked part of it, and I put it in one of my videos. I actually showed the actual footage of it, and I think that's what done it. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, it's been a couple months ago, and I can appeal it on the 19th, which I'm going to do. But I don't make much off of YouTube anyway. It takes me 3 or 4 months to get $100 in that account. So that's the deal on that. And I see some of these people, but I checked on Chris and Holly's show. I hadn't watched him in a long time. I had some disagreements with him, and he told me to stay out of his videos, and for me to stay out of his videos, and he'll stay out of mine. So that was pretty much it. But I disagreed. They're flat earthers, and I sure ain't flat earther. And a couple of other things too. They were squatters in a house. Thought they could just move in there and take it. Called it adverse protection, adverse something. But this is the longest I went without being in the hospital in a while. I've been taking care of myself, and I'm super careful. Because what happens when the older people that's prone to fall is they get careless. They get too comfortable. When they go a while and they ain't fell, they get comfortable moving around a lot more. And I'm not getting comfortable with it anymore. I'm not. I get nervous. When I get up and put my foot off the side of the bed, I sit there 2 or 3 minutes before I try to get up, because I want to make sure how I feel. But anyway, I'm doing all right. Some of this rainy weather we've been getting sucks. By the way, Jason, what did your dad pass away with? I can't. You might have told me one time, but I can't remember what it was. But he wasn't that old. I don't think he was. I don't think he was. But yeah, I'm doing all right. I wish I could figure out a way to move back to Sister, but I don't think we could ever do that. One thing, it would just be too far out for us. Uh, it's not that far, but when you're COPD, did he smoke? I can't remember. Really? Yeah, he smoked. I thought I remember him smoking. Did he smoke right up to the end? I know one of my subscribers, he's got COPD, and he won't quit smoking, and he's got it bad. Every once in a great while, that wasn't the whole story. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I got an app on my computer here that's called, I think it's Ummy, Ummy. It lets you download videos. You download anybody's video. It used to be free, but not anymore. And I'm gonna have to give it up because I can't afford what they're wanting, and that's so much a month. I like it because I like saving certain videos for for reference to go back on something, but it's not free anymore. I got a notice the other day. It said all my free downloads is used up, and that was a surprise to me because I never had to pay for it before. But yeah, I would love to get older people up around my age just to compare notes with them about how I feel about things, how I think about things, and if they're the same way and whatever. But I don't know how to attract them because most people my age don't want to use a computer. I don't know why. I just in 1995 when I started messing with computers, I went over to Scott Lashes and he had one sitting there and he was on AOL. And he was showing me that, and I seen all that stuff, and I thought, well, I need to try that. And I went. I couldn't afford. I don't know. Can't remember what it was. But I didn't go buy a computer. I rented one, and then I got hooked on it. Then I got hooked on it. 1995. As Jason one time. Back to mouses, I had them little balls on the bottom, and they'd get dirty, and I didn't know what crap to do with them. And Jason come over one time helping me do something, and he showed me how to take one of them mouses apart and clean them out and everything. Of course, now they're this. Where is it? There it is. Can y'all see that? It's got a light on the bottom, and I for the world don't know how them things work. But they don't seem to me they ever get dirty. I don't know. They should. But yeah, I got hooked on them things, and I started buying used ones off of eBay, and started reconditioning them and selling them. That was with the big old monitors and all that stuff. One One week I bought like 10. And UPS come in there one day with all them computers, because his computer box is what big, but the monitor boxes were pretty good size. And he said, "Are you going to be doing this much?" I don't know, but I had 10 monitors and 10 computers in each in different boxes. Uh, but I like fooling with them things, and Jason's dad, Dave Cook, he done a lot of that too. He worked on a lot of them. He seemed to know more about it than I did, but I sure like that. I don't know how to work on these things anymore. Uh, I can open up a computer now like this one I got there. It take me a day just to figure out how to pull the hard drive out of there. A lot of stuff you have to move and everything. Anyhow, I've been talking, good gosh almighty, I've been talking an hour, over an hour and 6 minutes. All right, folks, I guess that's going to be it for this video. This is my story and I'm sticking to it. I appreciate all y'all being in here. Thank you so much. And Jason, come around much more often, a lot more often. I don't talk so hot anymore. Anyhow, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.